Hello, welcome to Scrap Time. My name is Christine, and in this video, Dyan Reaveley is going to be making us this fabulous tag.
Hi everybody, we're here at CHA. It's not CHA anymore, it's Creativation, but it'll always be CHA to us. So here we are, we're in the Ranger booth, we have all the dilution products. So I'm just going to do a tag for you. I've been instructed to make a cat tag for Christina. She loves the cat tag. So we're going to use some of the paint. I'm going to go with warm colours. I'm going to go with Pure Sunshine, Tangerine Dream and the Bubblegum Pink. So I'm just going to do a really quick background. So I'm going to take a baby wipe. I'm going to dab it straight in, and I'm just going to go all over the background with the paint. I'm not neat, you don't need to be neat, you miss bits, it's absolutely fine. I'm going to go with the second colour, and I'm actually going to add a little bit, but this time I'm going to tap it off because I don't want it to be everywhere. I'm going to add some in, and I'm just going to blend it. If I blended it with the baby wipe, it would actually blend it all off. So I add it with the baby wipe, and then I just blend it in with my fingers. So I'm just going to add some on there. That way as well, if you want to add more, if you want it to be a bit darker, you can do, because it will have dried. So we're just going to add a little bit like so. And then I'm going to take the pink, and I'm going to add a little bit of the pink in as well. Again, same baby wipe, again small amount. I'm just going to blend some in down here and a little bit over here. Don't worry if it looks messy, that's what art is all about. So I'm going to blend a bit there. So I've just very quickly background like that. When you do this, I never would just do one background. I would take another tag. Again, these are my mixed media tags, and I will take the baby wipe that's got all this paint on, and I will just randomly decorate this tag that's on. Can you see it's picking up all the colours that were on there? You might think this looks messy, but later on you'll like it. I've still got a lot of paint, so I'm going to do another one. And this is how I work. I work on more than one thing at a time. I never just make one tag or one journal page or anything like that. Can you see how much you get off? And I've still got a lot of paint on there. So I would normally then go to another journal and add a page in a journal, but I'm going to stop on this one. But use up everything that you've got, because this was what I started with, a lot of paint. This has got some paint and this has got random, and as we decorate them, I'm going to decorate them all at the same time as well, and they'll all coming out looking really nice. Just move my let's get 2 or 3 of these. I'm just getting some blending tools out ready to use. So now I'm going to add some stencils to these. I always start with large stencils. So I'm going to use one of the new ones. This is the Diamond in the Rough. I love diamonds. So I'm just going to add it here. And I always work from light to... Oh, that's no good. Let me get another one. I don't want one with a black on. There we go. I always go from light to dark. So I'm going to start with the Pure Sunshine, which is the first colour I put on. And whenever you load these, you hardly put any paint on. You put it on the table, you go round and round in a big circle, and then you do it again to get it going. Everybody puts far too much paint on, and it just bleeds underneath your stencil. So I'm just going to lightly add some to the background here. Now you can probably hardly see it, but that's not the point. A background, you remember, it's called a background because it's in the background. So I'm just adding some text, some background elements on here. I can always outline them and bring them forward later. Now, because you can hardly see that there, I'm going to do it in exactly the same position on the next one, and you'll see it more on this one because it's lighter. But if you notice, I'm not adding any more paint because I want it to be lighter as I go on, but you'll be able to see the areas. I always work in threes, so you can see I've come here, I've come here, I've come here. On this next one, I'll just go in a slightly different, I'll start at this side instead. And I always, if you're going to use a stencil and stencil, you might as well stencil lots of things before you have to clean it. So I've done those 3, and then I'm going to clean the stencils. I'm going to put the lid back on. I'm going to just wipe up the table. Piece of dry kitchen roll will just clean up that stencil there. So I've stenciled with the first colour. I'm going to stencil with the second colour, and again I'm going to use one of the new, these are one of my new bags. Look at these. They come in a set of 3. Let me find the small one. There we go. So they come in a set of 3 like this. The large and the small are of the same design. Can you see? Yeah. Oh no, slightly. Oh no, I did it different. I did everyone different. Do you know? Sorry, everyone different. But they're similar, and then this one has got the slightly different tin. So these are the 3 sizes that you get, and I keep all my stencils and everything in them. And it comes as a set, and I love them. I really, really love them. So I'm just going to use another one of the new ones, which is going to be, let's use the numbers. I'm going to use the numbers here. So I always start on the main. So this time I'm going to go to the second colour, which is this one. Again, exactly the same. We get a little bit, we blend it in. Everybody puts far too much paint on. You should always put a little bit at a time and blend it in. So now I'm just going to add, and again, very light. And again, I go on to the next tag. Sorry, you can see where it is there. And I'm going to go on the next tag. You can see how it's starting to build up. Always do more than one. It just saves a lot of clean-up time, and it stops you thinking so much as well. You're not thinking so hard if you've got more than one to focus. If you're only looking at one constantly, you're like, oh, it needs this, it needs a bit of this. So just do a few at the same time. Okay, the dark colour, I'm going to go to a small stencil, which bag is the small stencils? Everything's in the wrong area. There we go, small stencils. I've left spaces on my bags, I don't know if you can see there, so you can write. I'm actually going to put little tags on here, but if you can see, they have, there's always a space, so I've left that so you know what's in there, okay. So, shape stencils, small stencils. So in the small stencils, let's use the diamond again, but we'll use the small one of the diamond. So we'll take the third colour here.
She fills and then she labels them herself.
So I'm going to again do exactly the same. And I'm just, because it's a smaller area, I add it in a smaller portion of it. So that's the 3 colours. But you can see how we did these tags at the same time. These 3 tags were all done together. But you can see how different they look because there's just different proportions of paint on there. And now I'm only going to use 1 tag, that's the one I'm going to make, but I've got another 2 tags in reserve ready to use. Clean up as you go along. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use that pink to edge. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to edge. Can you see how it just frames it? So I'm just going to frame like that. I'm not going to do all of this, but I'm just going to show you how it will make this stand out as well. Can you see how it really, that's one unframed, but when they start framing them, it really, really makes them pop. So I'll frame those 2 later on. So we're going to do this one. And I think what I want to do in here, I want to use one of the new silhouettes. We have some new silhouette stencils, which are, where are they?
Can you use stamps too?
Sorry? Yeah, you can use stamps, you can use whatever you want. Somebody's moved all my things around. Everything's in the wrong order. So, I'm sure I had them a minute ago.
Right there, I think that one. The silhouette.
No, that's the big. I want the small. There we go. I want the small mask bits. So with the silhouettes, you get the large stencils, but you also get the inside pieces, so you get the inner bits. So I'm going to use one of these. I think I'm going to use that one, or should I go a bit smaller? I use that one. Okay, so you get the insides. These are the new ones. This is Ben, and you get him in 3 sizes. Where has he gone? That one. Must be another one in here. And then there's Jay. There we go, there's Ben. This is Jay, the one I'm using here, and then this one is Emmy. Okay, so you get the outer stencil and you get the inner bits. So we're going to use the, this is the bit that I call the mask. So we're going to use a black. There we go. So just let me stand them straight, otherwise they'll all tip when I open them. So we're going to use a black. We're going to do exactly the same. With black, you need less, so just be careful when you're priming up with black that you don't overpower it. So I'm going to place her down there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the foam, the blending foam, and I'm just going. Can you see? I'm just going around in a circular movement over the top. If you have too much paint, it's just going to seep under the stencil, which we don't want. And I'm just going to turn it round here. And I'm going to do the bottom. Okay. So, just wipe that up. This I would usually, let's put her on here actually. I always clean the stencils off onto another tag, so I get like a little ghost image on there, which if I want to I can draw around to bring it out later. I'm not sure if you can see that little ghost image on. So we just leave that, put that to one side for the minute to dry, and we shall stamp out some of the cats. So one of my new sets is the smaller cats. We have the large cats and the smaller cats. Actually, do you know what? I've probably got loads in packets to cut out. So let me see, because I keep all my bits in here as well. This is what I do. Let's see if there's a cat. There'll be everything but a cat. You watch. Yeah, no cats, so never mind. I must have used all the cats up. But again, that's what I do. I always stamp loads and loads of things, put them like this, and then I'll sit quite often on the plane and cut those out. So there'll be another one of these with loads of cutouts somewhere. So we're going to take this. We'll take this cat one. This is called Cat Among the Pigeons, this set, and we're going to just ink it with the black. And I'm actually going to stamp on a tag, but normally I would just stamp on a piece of card, but I haven't got any round, so I'm just going to use the bottom of this tag. Did I get it? Oh, here. Sure, blimey. I go for lunch and I come back and I've lost my brain completely. So let's cut him out. It's quite simple to cut out. These are Tim's new scissors, the new tonic scissors, and they're just lovely. They're really, really nice for getting into those intricate little bits. Sorry. I should have had one, but I thought I had one already prepared earlier. Sorry about that. Never mind. You can see they don't take long to cut out. I'm sure you'll speed this bit up. With the cats as well, they have that little bit in between the tail. It's always best, I find it's always best to cut it out and then go in and do these bits. So don't faff while you're trying to do it big. So then I go back in and I go backwards to get this bit here. And then I go in and I go down the side here where the bit of the tail is. Now if I had any brads on me, I would actually make the head wobble. I would cut the head off and then put a brad through and make it so it twists. You'll have seen it in some of my journal pages. I know I don't have any brads. So let's come back to the tag here. So I think we're going to pop this on the bottom here. So we're just going to use a glue stick. Everything has moved in my drawers. So I'm just going to use the mini collage glue stick. On the bottom there. Okay, and then we'll colour that in with some of the ink in the water brushes. So let's go for some red. So we'll have Postbox red. And we'll have squeezed orange. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the two together. Oh, that's chopped pesto, not Postbox red. That wouldn't have worked. Where's Postbox red? And there we go. Postbox red. And these are, I'm not sure if you remember, these are my inks, which I just take with a little pipette straight from the bottle and fill the brushes with. I still am colouring with them, it's all I do. So I use the two together at the same time. So I take the light colour, and what I do is I use the light colour, which is going to be the main colour. And then when I get down the bottom here, I add some of the dark colour in and then blend it through. And it will give you that lovely shading in there. So I'm going to bring this up here, and I'm going to carry on here. I'm going to come down the bottom. I'm just going to add some. Can you see? You just add it in, and while it's still wet, you have to do it while it's wet. And while it's still wet, you need to bring it up. And then that's how you get the shading in there. So if I just come around here and do the head, again, just do a bit of it at a time. Just do, can you see I'm just doing half a face, because otherwise it will dry and then I won't be able to do the blending through of it. So you just add a little bit in and then you just blend it through with the inks. And if you go over a bit, it doesn't matter, I've just gone over the eye there, but it's not a problem. So you can just add a little bit of shading. And if you don't know what to do, if you don't know where to shade it, it doesn't matter. It still adds interest. Still adds interest there. And then I'm just going to add some of this there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is take the white pen. I don't know if this will be dry enough, but I'm just going to test it on there. Yes, I'm just going to take the white pen. It might not be dry enough to do it. I usually wait till it's really dry, but I'm just going to outline her like this, just to make her stand out more. I usually go around twice because I like a really loose, messy look. Okay, let's give her a Mohican. Take the black one. In the black, and because I've outlined her, I just want to come around here as well to just give them equal value. Okay, and let's find a quote. So let's find a quote. If I'd have known you were coming, I'd have left the house. How about that one? That's off my new set. So again, I'm just going to cut that out loosely. Cats are like that though, aren't they? If I'd have known you were coming, I'd have left. So let's have a look. See, it's a bit big, so what I'm going to do, if it's too big to go anywhere, I cut it into the bits. So I take it apart, cut it into the 3 bits. And then I'll cut each one of these in half as well. So now I can do it like this. If I'd have known, oops. If I'd have known. You were coming over, I'd have left the house. So now it fits. So that's all you need to do. You just make them fit in.
Hello, gorgeous.
And again, I just use my collage glue stick. It sticks everything. And I could have written in there if I'd have got a lot more time. I could have maybe used my journal blocks and to make some journaling lines and write. I'll do a little bit of doodling around the edge as well. But, okay, so because I cut them, what I usually do is then with the black pen is I just pretend to draw a line back in. Can you see where you cut? So you just add another line in. Nobody will know. No, nobody will know that you'd altered it. And I usually always outline them. Always badly, mine. I always outline badly, and I'll tell you why. Because if you outline, if you're really neat every time, oh, the paint's pulling this pen. It's because I normally wouldn't do this until quite a few hours. And can you see how it's just eating it a little bit? But if you do everything neatly, the first time you do something wrong, you can see. And the thing is, I'm on aeroplanes all the time. There's a lot of turbulence, so I can't do everything neat because things will happen, you know. So let's just go over that again. Oops. I'll just doodle. And then we'll just add some finishing touches of a frame down the side. There you go. Oh, that was a bit squeaky. There you go. There's my lovely cat for Christina. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. See you later.
Now, if you would like to win this tag, which Dyan signed, you want to visit Scraptime at www.scraptime.ca and leave us a comment on this blog post. Now, you can always leave us a comment here on YouTube. We love to read them. But if you actually want to win and enter, you have to visit Scraptime before February 26th. That is when the contest closes. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.